At this time, I'd like to open the press conference for Mr. Clayton Pemberton. He's a valued member of the PFBL, and he has been reinstated this year, and we look forward to having him here tonight. Mr. Clayton Pemberton.
Good morning, and congratulations to those members of the press that were smart enough to be here to hear me talk about my second and by far best season of fantasy basketball in the PFBL Fantasy Basketball League, East Lansing. Now, let me make it perfectly clear that I'm here to talk about fantasy sports and not my ongoing feud with Don Vito, who's a lowlife and a loser, and that's all I'm going to say about that. At this point, I will now take a couple questions.
Yes, sir. Actually, since you brought up Don Vito, I was kind of wondering, how exactly do you see yourself playing him this year? And when you do play him, how do you like to pull out your weapons against him?
Let me just say this. Don Vito's a loser. He has the mouth of a truck driver. His magazine failed. Was a catastrophe. Everybody was suing over that. He's inherently a loser. He said I went bankrupt. He's a liar. I never went bankrupt. A lot of my friends went bankrupt. I never went bankrupt. So, as far as Don Vito's concerned, he doesn't really worry me. He's a loser. He's a gutter mouth. Not really worried about him.
Yes, sir. Randy Jackson from Detroit Free Press. You seem to be a little bit angry about the way Don Vito has carried himself throughout the playoffs and maybe into the next year. Is there an ongoing feud between you and Don Vito? If so, how did that arise?
Let's get one thing straight. There's no feud between me and Vito the Hutt. There's just nothing there. Don Vito's a liar, he's a lowlife, and he's a loser. And that's all there is to say about it. I've spoken with his boss at Donor Detroit, Barbara Walters. Barbara knows what she told me. Barbara said, Don Vito is such a pig that if there was a planet where only pigs lived, Don Vito would be both the king and the queen. Barbara knows what she said. Barbara might not agree, Barbara might not admit to it, but Barbara knows what she said.
This is Dre Bly, reporting from the Flint Journal. Listen, Mr. Pemberton, I know you have this ongoing battle against Mr. Don Vito. However, he is the commissioner and he has reinstated you. How do you feel like you owe it to him to maybe cut loose with a little bit and just bury the hatchet, so to speak?
Let's get one thing straight. I'm taking the high road. I'm rubber, he's glue. Whatever he says bounces off me because I'm classy and sticks to him because he's ugly.
Yes. This is Ho Chi Minh speaking from Beijing. And I was wondering, this ongoing battle you speak of, well, I heard rumor that you and Don Vito had a match, sort of a wrestling match in, I believe, Royal Oak.
Yes.
Word on the street is that Don Vito maybe not came out victorious. Could you clarify that?
I beat Don Vito then. I beat him today. Like I said before, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but Don Vito is a loser. He's got nothing going for him. He's inherently a loser. He'll always be a loser. Not like me, the apprentice.
Continuing on with question, we see that Don Vito has beloved Yao Ming on his team. We have full support of his team because of that. You sit here and bash Don Vito, however, you know...
Ho Chi. I don't know if you know this or not, but I am worth many, many billions. You understand? many billions. Hochi, I'm a rich man.
Excuse me, Donald.
Hochi. I'm a rich man. I'm worth many billions. And you just can't make lies about
Donald,
people. Don Vito made lies. You can't say things like, Don Vito said I went bankrupt. I never went bankrupt. I'm worth many billions.
Excuse me, our culture, we don't care about money. How do you say?
I'm very powerful. My lawyers certainly want to sue Don Vito. I don't know. My lawyers certainly want to sue him. I haven't made any decisions yet. Maybe I should. I think it'd be fun to take some money out of his fat ass pockets.
Oh, this is Dan Johnson from the Washington Post. I apologize for Mr. Hochi. Actually, I was curious. How do you put a Band-Aid, so to speak, on what has happened with you and Don Vito, and how do you keep it from interfering with what's going on in the PFBL?
Well, let's get this straight. Don Vito started this. I was in my office, and my wife calls me and says, you can't believe this. Don Vito basically went nuts. I tried to give a girl a second chance. Don Vito didn't want to give a girl a second chance. That says a lot about him, but he's a lowlife, and he's a loser, and if he's not careful, I might come by and pick up his girlfriend.
Howard Beauchamp, sir, from the England Chronicles. This feud that you spoke of, I'm just learning. Excuse, did you have comments?
Let's get one thing straight. I don't want to talk anymore about my ongoing feud with Don Vito. No more.
Oh, I'm sorry to interfere with that. However, I was wondering, where do you see yourself positioned at the end of next year compared with Mr. Vito, perhaps?
I see myself on top, and I see Vito at the bottom. Because I'm a winner, and I'm classy, and Vito's a loser, and he's ugly.
Are you calling him a bottom feeder, so to speak?
You call it what you will, but just look at him. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see how he keeps getting on TV. The mind is weak, and I don't see it. He's a lowlife, he's a loser, and if he doesn't watch himself, I might send for his girlfriend and take some money out of his fat-ass pockets. Now, are there any questions about PFBL?
Oh, yes, sir. Michael Konchak from the Washington Post as well. I was wondering, your three keepers compared with the three keepers of Don Vito, how do you rate them? And then along with that, I had a second question about his appearance. You come at him saying he is ugly. Does that mean that you are judging him by his looks? And if so, what does that say about your character?
Don Vito started all this. I know Barbara. I know Barbara very well, and she regrets the day that she hired him over at Donor. Now, she might not say this, and her boss at ABC might tell her not to say anything, but Barbara knows what she told me. And if I were running Donor, I'd look him in that fat, ugly face of his and say, Don Vito, you're fired.
Excuse me, one more question, sir. One more question.
That's it, just one more.
Yes. Last question. I was wondering, when it comes down to it, who's going to win and why?
I'm a very, very rich man. I'm worth many billions. Now, that might not mean anything to the rest of you, but it means a lot to me because it makes me powerful. Now, I'm very classy. I never went bankrupt, and I'm very successful in all my endeavors. So, basically, I would say that it's probably going to be me that wins it all, and Vito at the bottom. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pemberton. We look forward to hearing from you. We sympathize with this ongoing battle. We understand it's a struggle for you, and it's emotionally it's just stressful. Thank you for coming out today. Are there any closing remarks?
Just one last thing. Vito, I'm coming for you. Watch your girlfriend. Watch your back. I'm going to take some money out of your fat-ass pockets. And from now on, you better watch what you say things and who you say them about.